Hi friends, good morning to all of you. Myself, K S Chauhan. I'm working as a registrar in LCIT group of institutions, Bilaspur, under which LCIT Public School is also working. Friends, as you know, since last 1 year, we all have been organizing the learning and teaching through online mode only. And it has been totally a new concept for us, all of us, whether as a teacher, whether as a student, whether as a parent, or whatsoever role it may be. Now, as we enter this new world where social isolation has become one of the practices, the disruption to our lives has been sudden and drastic. Education has seen a drastic, or rather a dramatic change too, moving from real world classrooms to a virtual setting. And as schools rapidly scramble to adjust to the digital classroom, we explore how online teaching can be made truly effective. I can share my ideas, you can share your ideas, and with this, we can make this concept really a fruitful and effective one. First of all, my first point is that I think that the teacher should set the clear expectations. Now, traditional classroom teaching, face to face teaching, largely involved instruction and note taking. However, with the transition to virtual devices, it must be acknowledged and accepted that the virtual classroom cannot have the same flow of the traditional classrooms. Now, the time is upon us to figure out that what the normal is. The definition of the word normal has changed. However, now moving towards a blended learning model, a mix of some real time interactive online sessions and some offline engagements to reinforce deeper into the concepts could be a successful approach. We have to mix online teaching as well as offline teaching. Second is the teacher has to go into online teaching with a learner's mindset. See, while you are entering the classroom, it has been a traditional one and you are quite habitual of it. You are master of it. Now, in this online mode, you have to accept the fact that you are still in a learner stage. Now, success of a new model is dependent largely on how well it is accepted. Moving forward, while we all are facing the teething issues, perhaps such as technological or network issues, and instituting a robust feedback mechanism is crucial. The key is to accept the fact that things may not be as flawless as we would like them to be. We may try hard, we may try a lot, but we cannot bring the online teaching to the same level as that of the classroom teaching, despite our best efforts and meeting challenges, and we have to face it. Third point is we have to ensure that real learning takes place. Online teaching can be used as a way to recraft mainstream teaching. A mix of online and offline models of teaching can be instituted. The time is right for the teacher to play the role of a facilitator. Remember the word facilitator in a largely student-led model. All elements of a school's timetable should ideally be addressed, but taking into the fact that online classes need a different format. For efficient transaction and immersion, it is a good idea for the students to be assigned pre-class work. For example, where I am working, the teachers prepare a video and this provide this to the students well before the class is taken. For example, the class is to be conducted today. They would have provided that video to the students yesterday, a day before. so that students can have an idea that what the teacher is going to teach them tomorrow and what information they should have. Keeping the focus on formative rather than summative. Assessment is also a hallmark of online teaching. How do you assess the students? Remember, you have to assess the student. You have not to judge them. You are also a learner. The student, of course, is a learner. So we are not there to judge them. We have to assess them. We have not to find out the weak points. We have to find out the scope for improvement. It should rather inform teaching processes. Focus on deep learning. The test should be a tool for the teacher to assess how each student has progressed according to his own abilities and capabilities and where a student needs help. Moreover, assigning students relevant and engaging tasks as a part of unit plans that focus on concept-based learning are key to student processes. They should encourage and support self-paced learning that is more personalized nowadays. Finally, for a student to be engaged in class, appropriate guidelines should be in place. The proper rules and regulations, the discipline, and the children should be taught to have self-discipline. When to mute the mic, when to speak, when to raise hand. These are all the norms of the online teaching now. And the students and teachers both should know. So that the proper decorum which we used to maintain in the classroom, that proper decorum is also maintained while we are taking the online classes. And such rules can also be in a place to facilitate peer-to-peer communication. Sometimes what happens, the teacher is reading the lesson or it is a monologue. One-way communication is there or two-way communication. The teacher asks a question to a particular student, the particular question student answers, and then it is over. Now, there is a need for the peer communication. For example, the group discussion among the students. Remember, the students need to communicate with each other among their peer group, and we cannot ignore that fact. So it should also be encouraged, and a particular time slot should be given to that. Then next is setting the appropriate duration. We must remember the fact that it is not that we used to have 6 hours of teaching in the schools. We can have the same number of periods. No, it's not possible. Due to medical reasons or due to the screen timings and how much the student can devote the time to the device and what effect it will have on his health or on eyes. These all things have to be kept in mind. So maximum it is 3 hours. The school should prepare a timetable for the students, maximum keeping 3 hours. And at least 30 to 35 or 35 to 40 minutes per period. Next is we have to mindful of issues at home. See, the students are learning from home. Their parents might be teachers somewhere. They may be working somewhere, and they may also be working from home almost at the same time. So we have to considerate about those issues also. There may be limited number of devices. All families, most of the families don't live the luxurious life that each member of the family will be having a mobile phone or a laptop. So under those circumstances, how do you overcome with those circumstances, those issues? We have to be considerate of those points also. So a well-planned timetable should be shared well ahead of time with parents, and setting routines at home will go a long way in addressing those challenges. The teacher should also be careful about his or her presentation, the space where he or she is sitting, avoid the normal this disturbances due to the household chorus. So these all points should be kept in mind by the teachers also. And last but not the least, taking care of holistic learning. We all know that we in the schools, when we were conducting the classes, the holistic approach, where all round development of the student was taken into mind, where we were giving considerate time for the co-curricular activities, extracurricular activities, debates, declamations, recitations, games and sports and all that. So those kinds of co-scholastic activities have also to be inculcated in this online classes syllabus mode, because all work and no play made Jack a dull boy. So that concept is still in the online classes also. So how informally also the teacher can interact with the students, how those co-scholastic activities can be conducted online, formally or informally, how to encourage the creativity of the students, even at this stage, is to be kept in mind, is to be considered. I know that it has been almost a year, more than a year now, that we all are into this online mode of teaching. But we all have to come up with this. We have come with this. The current situation may continue, may end soon, but it is an opportunity to reassess how learning is facilitated in traditional schools. And at LCIT Public School, where I am presently working, weaving technology in curriculum delivery has remained a pillar in our school. While the current jump to online instruction may be temporary, but the school will continue to use technology as it always has in the teaching and learning processes. Friends, whatsoever suggestions and whatsoever good practices you can share, we can share it with each other, will go a long way in learning of the students in the online mode. I hope that together we will overcome this situation. We shall win, we shall win, we shall overcome. Thank you.